A woman, tell your boyfriend. She says she was waiting for him at the agreed place. Meanwhile, her mother was hiding tying her shoes. She then tries to get up, but ends up falling. The man who was next to her sees that situation and asks if she was okay. She then says that she wasn't well as she had hurt her foot. She, at that moment, realizes that she had broken her cell phone. The man then says that her forehead was also bruised. At that moment, the man realizes that she had broken her tooth and then starts laughing. He apologizes, but says the woman had broken one of her teeth. She gets desperate with that and asks the man not to look at her, because she must have looked awful. The man told her to calm down, but she said she couldn't calm down as she had a date at that time. He then said that they would take care of the situation. The woman gets up with great difficulty. At that moment, she realizes that her boyfriend was arriving. The woman's boyfriend arrives at the park and she asks the man to help her. She says her boyfriend was coming over and the man says he had an idea. She then said that she couldn't walk, and then the man says that he would help her. He then takes her in his arms. They then go to the woman's boyfriend and she apologizes for the delay. The boyfriend says she was getting confused because he didn't know her. The woman then says that that was not possible, as they had arranged to meet at that location, but the man says that he had never seen her before. He then leaves and then the woman starts blaming the man and says it was his fault. He then ends up knocking the woman down and she asks why he threw her to the ground. He said she was hitting him and asks if she wanted help. The woman then apologizes and said she needed his help. He then says he would help her and takes her in his arms again. Later, they get home and the woman's mother asks what happened to her daughter. She says that she had been in an accident and that man had helped her. The man then greets the woman's mother and then puts her down. The woman's mother then asked what happened and the man says someone had tied their shoes. He then says that the woman had fallen to the ground because of this. The mother then says that she was glad the man was there to help her daughter. The woman then says that the worst thing was that she had made an appointment with her boyfriend, but he didn't want to talk to her. Hearing this, the woman's mother celebrates, so she asks why her mother is celebrating. She then says that she wasn't happy about her daughter getting hurt, but that she was happy that the man was there to help her. She then asks the man to help her daughter go to the room, as she was hurt. The man said he would help the woman, so he escorted her to her room. The mother then says that her plan would work. The man then helps the woman into the bedroom and sits on the bed. She then thanks the man and says that she wouldn't know what to do if he wasn't there. The man then says that now she could rest. The woman thanks the man and apologizes for bothering him. He said she didn't need to apologize as it was his fault too. He said they had known each other for a long time and it was the least he could have done. She says that the man has always treated her very well and the man says that she has always treated him well too. She then said that it was about time for the man to leave and he agrees, saying that it was already late. At that moment, the woman's mother arrives and says that she had brought them a glass of water, as the day was very hot. The woman then thanks her mother and the mother tells the man to help her daughter by rubbing some cream on her foot. The man says he could help the woman and the woman tells her mother to stop it. The mother says that she wasn't doing anything and that the man was going to help her daughter. The woman says that her mother was making her feel embarrassed and her mother tells her to take advantage of the situation. The woman then tells the man to sit on the bed with her and he proceeds to remove her shoes. Very carefully, he removes the woman's shoes and then begins to gently rub moisturizer over her foot. She then asks the man to rub some on her ankles as they were hurting a bit. At this time, the woman's boyfriend arrives at the house and knocks on the door. Her mother answers the door and asks her boyfriend to come in. She then asks why he was there and the boyfriend says he really needed to talk to the woman. She then asks what he wanted with her daughter and her boyfriend. He said he needed to apologize to the woman as he had been very rude to her. He says that the woman had fallen and broken her tooth, but that no person would want to be with someone with a broken tooth. He said he was there to apologize to the woman, but her mother says he was too late. She says that her daughter had come home crying and that now she was with the man in her room. He then says he really needed to apologize to the woman. She said he must have been doubting her, so she says she would show him how her daughter was better off without him. She then shows him that her daughter and the man were making out in the bedroom. But they end up confusing the situation, because they weren't kissing. The man was just seeing that the woman had broken teeth. The woman is desperate about it. The woman's mother then says that she had warned him. He then says that the woman had said that she didn't have anyone, but the woman's mother says that now she does. She then asks the man to leave her house. The woman then asks the man not to look at her, because she was ugly, but he starts laughing and says that he was remembering his school days, because she was always without teeth. He says that all this time has passed, but she was still the love of his life. She says it was about time the man left, but he said that before he left, he needed to confess something to her. She asks what it would be and the man says that he has always been in love with her since their school days. He says that when she left, he was very sad. The woman says that her parents were just trying to give her a better future and the man says that she was the love of her life. She said that there was no way a man could be her soulmate, because her soulmate was a very rich man who could support her and her mother. She says the man couldn't do that, as he had no money and was a person with no future. He said she didn't need to say any more as she was leaving. He then passes by the woman's mother, very sad. The woman's mother then asks if she had thought through what she had just done. The woman says she was just trying to do what was best for her, but her mother says she was mistaken in thinking that way. She then says that she was the one who tied their shoes. The woman then asked why her mother did that and she says that everything had a reason. She says that since they were little and studied together, she saw how a man looked at her. She then asks her daughter to give the man a chance. The woman then says that the man was not the person she needed at that moment, but her mother says that her daughter should think about it better, because the man was a very hard-working and honest person. She said the man had done a lot for her, including carrying her home in his arms. She said the man didn't even care if his daughter had teeth, but the woman tells her not to talk about her teeth. The woman's mother then says that it was for her daughter to run after her happiness, as she knew many people who were very rich and who were not happy. The woman agrees with that and says that she needed to apologize to the man. She then goes to the man and asks him to wait for her. The man asks what she wanted and she says that she needed to apologize to him as she had been so rude to him. She said that she didn't care much for his feelings and that she hadn't realized what an amazing person the man was. This makes the man very happy. He asks if she was really telling the truth. She says yes and the man says that she has always been the love of his life. They then hug and Best asks if the man could take her to the bedroom. He said yes and takes her in her arms.